and welcome to the gaming table, everybody. I've got a special cast assembled for this epic one-shot. We will be using the Lamentations of the Flame Princess mechanical system. For this adventure that I wrote, that will be set in the original world that I have yet to name, but it's pretty cool. So I'm very excited to introduce everybody. And some of these faces are going to be familiar, and some of them are new faces that you'll be seeing more of on the channel. But to my left, let's start off with Tony.
Hi,
Who are
guys.
you playing today?
I'm playing Talos. He's a cleric, and he is a level 3 cleric.
Excellent. Well done.
Yeah.
And next to Tony is Sam. Sam?
What's up? My name's Samson. I'll be playing Ajax, a fighter, level 3.
Yes. And down from Sam is Sean.
My name is Sean, and I'm playing Wotan, the cleric.
Nice. All right, across the table, some familiar faces. We have Beecher. Beecher, what's up?
What up? I'm Beecher. I'm playing Milosz, the fighter.
Nice. Excellent. Reagan.
Hi, I'm Reagan. I will be playing Socrates the Ranger.
Socrates the Ranger. And Samantha.
Hi, I'm Sam. I'll be playing Athena, the specialist.
Okay, so here's the setup. You guys all know who you are individually, but you don't know each other. You wake up in a clearing in the forest. You see these people who you don't recognize across from you. Everyone is wearing very clean, like pristine armor and clothing. All of you look very clean, you look healthy, but you have no idea why you were here. And you can't remember how you got here. You remember your early life, you remember training and learning things and developing your skills, but you have no idea how you got here. And you are staring in this clearing at a group of people.
Hi.
How's it going?
I bring up my maul, and I... Who are you? Milosz does not know you.
I look annoyed.
Okay.
Wotan stands back and kind of observes and waits for other people to make the move.
Hi as well.
How did we get here?
Who's this guy to my right?
That's me. That's Wotan.
Describe what you look like.
I'm Wotan, the cleric, and I have my chainmail armor, and I carry a battle axe, but at this moment it's sheathed on my back, and I'm kind of observant of everything, just searching, kind of not keeping my back to anybody,
Okay.
because I'm kind of aware.
Can I make a wisdom roll to see if I remember anything leading to the disappearance?
What are you thinking about? Like how you got here? What are you trying to remember?
No, you know what? I'm thinking about who I know that put me here.
Oh.
I'm suspicious that I have made an enemy. 'Cause
Okay.
I'm very suspicious. I feel like I've made
In
an
that
enemy.
case, make a wisdom roll under.
Right, okay.
Ooh, a 1. That is a raging success.
I know.
All right, here's what happens. Suddenly, Talos, as you're thinking, like, who put me here? You have this crazy flash, like a montage of memories flying past you in your brain. You see yourself in one moment in some kind of massive cathedral, and you are in a circle with a group of people. And you see these faces in this circle, but it's also like a blur, like you don't recognize people right away, but like you know that you're in a circle with people, and you see like at the head of the circle there's some very clearly important clerical person, like a bishop or somebody of high standing who's like speaking, but his words are like blah, 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 and then that flies past. And then you see yourself in a carriage, riding, like in a carriage, and you can hear like the sounds of riding in a carriage. And then it flashes
Wait. I'm sorry. Sounds of riding the carriage. Anything that could help me out where I am location-wise.
And then another...
But Bill, noise, like, are there people talking?
Just
Horses?
sounds like a carriage and maybe other horses, but you don't really hear
Other
voices.
horses,
And then
okay.
another memory flashes by, and you find yourself marching, like on foot with a group of other people, and you're kind of in the middle. You could hear people marching behind you. You could see people marching in front of you. Some
What
of
are
them
they dressed
have armor
like? Okay.
armor on, like soldiers. Some of them look like more like clerics and like holy people, and then gone. You're back in this forest clearing.
Okay, walk me through it one more. Do you have extra paper?
No.
Got it.
All right.
Okay.
You all see. What do you look like? What does Talos look like? Yeah, you see
That's
this.
so Raven.
You see this person, this like
Yeah,
younger
just-
looking but well dressed and armored.
Yeah.
Cleric, like kind of like lean back, like kind of almost like he's having like a minor seizure, and then he like leans forward.
That's so Raven just saw a vision of the future. That's like you.
Yeah. Just like,
Did anyone watch That So Raven?
I didn't. I thought you were
Thought that fell on
talking
him.
about Third Eyed.
Okay.
Missed that version.
So I
Episode.
sit up and I'm like, I'm Talos. Talos Tregade. I'm one of the wealthiest families of blah blah blah, which is a very wealthy and affluent town.
Actually,
Am I from a? Is there a location I can give here?
you remember something. You remember actually that you have a noble family lineage.
Oh, I thought we knew something about us.
Yes.
Like I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for some reason you remember the city of Southport. Like that's where you're from, Southport.
Blah blah blah, which is of course a suburb of Southport. A very nice, very affluent suburb of Southport.
Affluent section.
Yes, exactly.
And what do you look like?
I'm a, we'll say, 6'5", just beef dude,
Powerhouse. Yeah.
powerhouse with a gut. And as he's spouting all of this off, I'm just kind of walking around him, just at a good distance, just
Okay.
kind of circling him. Because as soon as I heard, affluent and wealthy, I'm like,
Make an intelligence roll under.
So that's the D20?
Yeah.
Ooh, no. Yeah.
Something's familiar about him, but you can't quite place it. You're like, but it's not coming to you. What are you doing?
I'm ignoring them, trying to figure out what's going on. I'm exploring my surroundings, trying to
Okay.
figure out, do I see a way to get out of here? I don't really care about them. I just want to leave.
Roll a d6. Yeah. Okay. You, other than the fact that you're in a clearing in the forest, and you do see, like, there's these, like, stony kind of outcroppings and sparse trees, but everything else around this area is dense forest, like thick forest. Make a wisdom roll under.
We allowed to move any of our characters?
Yeah, you can move within. Is that lower than your wisdom?
No.
Okay. You aren't sure what forest you're in. And you're pretty familiar with the wildlands, and you're not sure what forest you're in. It's kind of a mix of trees and plants and stuff, and you're also not really sure how you got here.
Do I know what country I'm in?
You don't.
Does anyone remember a battle of any kind? I remember marching and being in a carriage with horses and a big church with a priest speaking like this.
I wonder if we know each other, being clerics.
Yes.
Boom. Time for a roll. Intelligence, 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 wisdom, intelligence. As he is saying this,
Big fail.
I'm under.
under,
Yeah.
you suddenly have a flash. You have a flash of marching in a column with a group of about a dozen people through the countryside. You can kind of see like just plains and like sporadic woods and stuff. And like at the horizon is something, but it's like blurry in your memory. You can't quite see it. But you remember marching in a column with people.
Am I wearing the same
Yes.
stuff I'm wearing now?
Yep.
And is everybody else wearing
Memory
the same
over. Did you make it?
Yep, under.
One. You have a flash of a memory. You're in a cathedral. You're in a circle with people. There's some important clerical person who's speaking. His words are mud. You can't really understand the
recognize
exact
him?
words. You don't recognize any of the faces in the circle, but you remember being there, and then it flashes to you being marching on a road,
Does he see me?
small road through the countryside.
Did you see a carriage?
And you are towards the front of the column, and there's someone next to you, but like they're just in your peripheral and they're blurry. You can't see who it is. And then you flash back.
Critical fail.
You still don't remember anything. You're like, how the hell did I get here?
I failed.
I made it.
You made it?
Yeah. 600.
You have a flash. You're in a villa. It's a really nice villa. And you can hear the sounds of the ocean outside. It's a warm day. There's a knock on your door. And then you see flashes to another memory of you being handed like a scroll, like a missive. And you see the seal on the missive is not the seal that you recognize. It's a different seal. But it is the seal of the Holy Church of the Western Kingdoms. And you break the seal and you open the missive and you can see words, but they just elude your memory and then they fade in your back.
Milosz, frightened by all these people, moves back and tries to get up to high ground.
Make a wisdom roll under.
Success.
You hear the sound of movement. Basically, in the dense part of the forest behind that last tree closest to you, you hear something moving. Like you hear like twigs snap and there's movement.
I like
coming towards you.
Spin around and
Does only he hear it?
stare.
Or up here.
Actually, Sean, you can make a wisdom roll under too. You might be able to hear it from where you're at.
Goes over at Phil.
You don't hear anything. You do.
Spin around and like stare deeply into the woods,
Okay.
trying to find it.
You hear a snarl, like a.
Can we hear it too? Is it loud enough?
I would say now you do.
Okay.
You all turn and see Milosz looking out towards the forest line.
Can I make
that way.
a wisdom roll and see if I can identify the snarl?
No, but you can. You're a ranger. Make a wisdom roll under. Oh, that's a critical success. It doesn't sound like any animal that you've ever hunted. It sounds low, almost like a bear. And it has a snarl like a dog.
I take my bow out and I
Okay.
point it towards it. I start shooting.
I pull out my hammer.
You don't see anything yet.
Can I start shooting though?
You could. Just
I-
you want to shoot blind?
That sounds scary.
Roll a d20. Now, when we make attack rolls, we want to roll high, everybody.
Oh, we do?
So it's the only time it's roll high.
Oh, look at you, Ray Ray.
Yay!
Okay, you fire an arrow into the underbrush, and you hear like a yelp, like, and then exploding from the underbrush, you see the biggest wolf that you've ever seen in your life.
Fuck.
Put that over by that tree by Beecher.
How much damage did it take? A lot? Because I'm strong?
You're gonna roll a d8 for me.
Okay.
Tell me what that damage is.
Is this a D8?
6. Okay. This enormous wolf, like the biggest wolf that you've ever seen, and you've never even seen a wolf close to this big, bursts forth from the underbrush, and it is rushing towards the closest person, which is you. Time to roll initiative, everybody. For initiative, we're going to roll a d6, and you're going to add your dexterity modifier. Ready, set, go. Oh, you're so... All right, did anybody get over a 6?
Yeah, 7.
7. 7? 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. All right, perfect. We're going to go around the table. This wolf explodes outward towards you. You see it. What do you want to do? Now, you're a good 50 feet away from it.
Yeah. I'm just gonna try to run up and bring out my longsword. So like just
Okay, so
Prepare myself.
take a pencil
Get close.
and maybe Ray can do this for you. Yeah, so move a pencil length, like lay the pencil out on the table and move it between where you and the wolf are. And that's how far you can move. So you're not gonna quite make it to the wolf, but you can basically make it up to where Beecher is.
Okay.
Actually a little bit in front of Beecher. There you go. Okay, good. You are where? You still have a line of sight on this giant wolf.
Yeah, I'm gonna do another arrow.
Okay. D20. Roll to hit. Add in your ranged attack bonus. Ow, killing it. That's another hit. All right, roll your damage, D8. 4 more. Okay,
I have seen wolves before.
not this big.
Walk up to it with Swinging my
Stroll up to
my
Big heavy swing. All
and
right,
hit it right across the head.
roll a d20 to attack. Add in your melee bonus.
24.
24.
Yeah. You just killed a wolf?
Roll your damage. D10. That is a massive hit.
1.
Okay. You hit, but it's a glancing blow because it's coming to attack you. It has a 16 to hit. Does that hit your armor class?
No. I have 17.
It jumps on you, but you kind of like deflect it a little bit and it kind of skids off to the side. Move it towards that rock. It kind of like hops up onto that rock. All right, Sean, you're up.
I move between the rock and the high ground where the wolf is. To
Okay, so you can move a
attempt the corner.
pencil length in one round. If you can make it to him, you can still attack him, which it looks like you can.
Okay, so I attack from the side.
Okay.
I'm here with my great axe with an overhead blow.
Okay. So you come into the side, swing your axe, roll a d20 to attack, add in your melee attack bonus.
A 9.
It's moving so fast.
No,
You're-
this is your melee.
Oh, I'm sorry.
10.
10.
So it's moving so fast that it just kind of vaults past you just as you swing down past it. You're up.
All right, I'm rolling straight towards it.
Okay, put a pencil in there, see if you can make it.
I know I won't.
Nope, not quite. So you run up, and you kind of have your attack
I
ready.
have it like this, looking to use the shaft of the maul if he comes a bite to put up
to block it.
to block, or just so he bites on that.
Okay,
Is that-
which you can actually do in this game. So you're up.
Okay.
You can
I'm-
barely see this. You hear this, but like there's a tree in front of you.
Okay, I'm gonna move so that I can see it a little bit of the action.
Okay,
But
pencil length.
before I do,
Yeah.
I want to just, as much as I can, just like close my eyes and try to hear if there is anything else moving around us while we're attacking this wolf. Because I feel like, okay, this wolf jumps out of the brush, the silence, the quiet of the forest is kind of interrupted. Am I hearing anything else around us, surrounding us?
Wolves move in packs.
Right.
I'll let you make a wisdom roll under.
Okay. Not 20?
Yeah, roll low.
High or low?
Low. Oh, you hear some snarls that seem to be coming from that direction.
Okay. I
More
run in-
towards like where Reagan is.
I run that way then, and I kind of make a comment and say, I hear something over here.
Okay. Top of the next round. 2 more wolves, though large, nowhere near as large as this one, come out from that skinny tree over there. There's imagine that there's like a bunch of underbrush. They come out kind of rushing towards
a baby bear.
the people in the last, yeah. I have a bunch of wolves, but they're not here. They rush out. One of them is going to run up and attack the fancy dressed person. Who's that? You.
Me?
And then the other one is going to attack Tony. So move them up. Yeah, 1 to Tony. 1, 2, yes. Okay, attack on Socrates is a 13. Does that hit? Armor class?
Nope.
No. Attack on Talos is an 18. Does that hit?
Yeah.
Okay, you are going to take, fortunately, 1 hit point of damage. So in your current hit points, just right now. All right, top of the order. You're up. You're close enough to move and attack the big one, or if you wanted to backtrack and help out Socrates, who you haven't really become acquainted with yet, you could help out there.
I'll go and attack the small one right after Socrates.
Okay, so move your mini up to that. Now, you are a specialist. You have a sneak attack. You have a backstab
Yeah.
attack. So if you hit, you get extra damage. So go ahead and make your roll. What did you get?
5.
Maybe those dice suck. Here, switch. Give me them. There you go. What's your attack
If it was
bonus
a 5 again, I'd be like, yeah.
For what?
for your melee attack?
Oh, +3.
Okay, so 15, so that's a hit. So you're gonna roll your regular longsword damage, which is the D8, but you're gonna add 2d6 damage for the sneak attack because you're stabbing it from the back. 6, 8. All right, 8. It yelps in pain.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you're up. There's one coming right at you.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my sword.
Oh, a 20. Double damage. So roll your D8 twice.
Wow,
3.
nothing.
That is not exciting. See, this is why I invented the Blayne Allen damage alternative scoring system, or badass for short. Should we use the badass system?
Yes.
I'll let you choose as players, but remember, if you choose badass, the monsters get badass too. So if they roll a nat 20, they do more.
Oh, well then nah. We'll keep it the way it is.
Table vote? Badass, yes? Raise your hand. No? Okay. So you did 3 damage. Fair enough.
I voted.
Beecher, you're up.
I spin around and Milosz raises his hammer up and I try and just shatter the back legs of the giant wolf.
Solid.
9.
You swing, the thing's vaulting. It looks like it's jumping down to attack one of them. And, in fact, it is going to do so.
I was going to say, because I'm in front of it, and then he's on the side.
That is a 19 to hit. 19 times for 7. You take 7 hit points. This thing pounces, tackles you to the ground, and bites down on your shoulder, kind of like in the open exposed shot between your neck and you're like, ah, and it tears into you, clamps down its huge jaws. Sean, you're
While
up.
he's distracted and the wolf is focused on him, I do another blow, but to the head, possibly.
Where it's near my head? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see your aim.
All right,
13
plus.
For the
Plus
melee?
2.
Plus 2, 15.
All right, hit. What's your damage? That's a D10, right? Because you're using a two-handed weapon?
Yeah, this one. You gotta do it twice? It's
No,
10?
just one.
10.
10. That drops him. You come up over, come down, and you don't decapitate the giant wolf, but you cut so deep that its head just flops over. So you have like a dire wolf head that's just like bleeding all over you. Its neck is spouting out blood. Like literally you're just getting buckets of hot.
Is my X stuck? In the wolf?
It's kind of in the spine, like in the spine, yeah. So you kind of have to like yank it out.
But I still have a head attached to me.
Yeah, its claws or its jaws are clamped into you, but its body is laying on top of you and spouting blood all over you. You're just covered
Just taking it. Just taking it
in
as
blood.
is.
It's your turn.
That's my turn. All right.
Make a strength check to push this thing off of you, because it is huge.
20?
Yeah, you want to roll low.
14.
Is that under your strength?
Well, yeah.
Okay. So you kind of like roll and just shove, and the body just like rolls off of you.
All right. Do that. Spit out as much blood that's just been drenched
Yeah.
into my mouth.
That's pretty much your turn.
Yeah,
So knock
basically.
that dire wolf over. All right, Tony, you're up.
Is the dire wolf attacking
There's
the other wolf?
There's a wolf attacking
There's a wolf
you.
attacking me. The wolf
Yes.
that's not attacking me. Is it dead yet or close to dead?
The big wolf's dead. The other one that is attacking her is wounded.
Okay.
The one attacking you is only a little bit wounded, and it's about to jump on you.
What's the spell situation?
So you have 3 spells. You have a bless, you have a healing, and then you have a protection spell.
Okay. What's
Now,
bless?
you could use those 3 slots in any of those combinations. So you could blow them all on blessing, you could blow them all on healing, or you can blow them all on protection, or you can intermix.
But I only have 3.
You have 3 slots for the day.
Damn. Okay. Okay.
The bless basically grants benefits to armor class, hit, that kind of stuff. The protection is a protection thing that boosts your armor class and protects you from like evil things like curses and magic. The healing is healing.
There's no talk to beasts in this
No.
game, is there? I want to see if we can
Let's
use
have a
this
conversation.
wolf. I don't know
It's
what
not.
the situation
it's,
is.
It is.
I want to like turn it into my
clearly
dog.
aggressive.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not
Turn it
happening.
into
All right.
pets.
I'll just hit it
It's
with.
trying to eat you and has succeeded.
I'm gonna fine. I'm gonna hit it with my big sword.
Okay, roll to attack. Hey, you swing and miss, and your sword goes skidding across the mulch and leaves.
Great.
17, 18, 19. You take 3 more damage as it jumps up and bites you in the arm. The other one attacks you, and that is a 18 to hit.
I have 18.
You have 18 armor class?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Ranged is 18. Wait,
Everything's 18.
melee is 18?
Everything's 18.
I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. All right, fine. It bites into your armor,
Sucks to suck.
but doesn't pierce your armor. Okay, top of the order. You're up.
I'm gonna turn around and help the cleric over here.
Okay, move over there.
Thanks.
And you run in.
And I wanna.
You can attack it from behind.
No, I wanna slice its neck.
Okay, but you're still attacking it from behind. So I'll give you the sneak attack, the backstab option if you hit. That's a hit. All right, now roll your damage. So it's the D8 and then 2D6.
Oh, okay.
8, 10, 13. It is very wounded. You stab it basically like in its neck, and gouts of blood like splash out. You're up. You go to pull your bowstring back, but it's too close to you, and you can't
Why would I
effectively
use
get
my
it.
sword?
You want to use your sword? You could drop your bow and pull your sword, but it's going to be biting you soon.
Milosz wants to make sure the wolf is dead. So he
This is
turns
without a doubt the biggest wolf you've ever seen.
and he
It's a horse.
brings up his hammer and smashes it down on the shoulder of the lying dead wolf.
You hit it so hard in the shoulder, and it's dead. But the effect of hitting it that hard in the shoulder is that it spouts a huge gout of blood out onto your legs. So now your legs actually are covered in blood.
I
Sean,
start
you're up.
chuckling.
I'd say at this point, I want to charisma roll and maybe convince Sam that us to like band together and stick together because nobody knows each other. So I want to see if he'll make a kind of alliance with me, and we both spread the blood of the wolf on each other.
That's a very lengthy thing that is going to have to wait until this combat is over.
Okay.
But you're like, let's band together. You're up.
I completely ignore what he's just yelling at me because I'm just now just covered and drenched, and I'm just staring just blankly at this fighter that
He's
is
still-
laughing and announces himself in third person. And so I get
Across
up.
from you guys, you still see there's 2 smaller wolves.
Yeah, I hear all that going on to my right, and I get up and just turn, see who's left. I see what I'm assuming I'm seeing this
Yes.
one.
You see this archer getting voraciously attacked.
And I'm so just aggravated that I'm just drenched in blood that I just haul off and run at it and go to label it with my hammer.
Okay, that's within your range to move.
Way
So
within my
you
range.
run up to the side of it
Wha-bam.
as it's being swarmed. Now you come into attack. Go ahead
Yeah.
and roll. Oh, nat 20. All right, so you're gonna double damage. 2d10s. Add them up.
2d10s?
Yes.
Where'd it go? 50?
So 8 total?
Yeah.
That is enough. It drops. It drops at your feet as the large armored soldier comes over and slams into it with his great axe.
Thank you.
Hammer.
Maul.
With his maul. His big two-handed maul.
Big
You're
shot
up.
maul.
Our wolf is pretty much dead, right? It's like really injured.
No, it's really injured, but it's not dead. It's still trying to bite at you.
Okay, then I would like to pedally kick the wolf. Just like in a really jackassy
That's so
way.
good to have Tony
Just
back.
like, just be like, stupid wolf. Like,
You kick it away. All right, go ahead. You can make that roll.
8.
No. You go to kick at it.
Whiff. Tell me it's a whiff.
No, it's an 18. But you only take 2 damage. You go to kick
great.
at it, and it's like, "Rah," and it just bites you in the leg, and you're like, ah! It's like pulling out your leg. All right, back to you.
I'm just.
Who's on this side of the woods?
We're all pretty much over there.
You,
He's the first.
Tony. So actually, both of you make wisdom roll unders.
Oh, there's more there.
That's pretty good.
7.
Okay, you both hear another growling, snarling owl, and then mounting the large stones, coming up over the stones, you see, that's not a bear. We're just going to pretend that it's another large dire wolf.
Since that one's dead, switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, good call. Put the dead body of the bear down there. This other huge dire wolf comes up over and snarls, and it looks like it's ready to pounce.
Okay.
I'm going to make a roll. 1, 2, 3, Tony. 4, 5, 6, Sam. Tony.
You know what? I know exactly what I
You're
want
so
to
lucky.
do.
So move it down. He jumps down to pounce, but just barely misses.
Misses
Like move
me?
him closer to Tony. Here you go.
Can I respond?
No, it's her turn. Go.
Okay.
You could say something, but you can't do a thing yet.
Oh, I can say something?
Yeah.
Blimey.
Blimey.
I'm gonna run up and cut into his side.
The big one,
Like,
or the
as
one that's
I'm running.
or the little one.
The big one as
Okay.
I'm running.
The little one's still in play, right?
Yes.
He's dead.
Yeah, he's being swarmed by
Oh, he's getting
a little one and a big one.
Oh, Tony.
So you're going for the big one.
Yeah.
All right, so move your mini up kind of to the side of the big one. So you don't, actually you're not going to get the sneak attack roll for this, but it's a normal attack roll. So you come up, you're like, and you swing, and this thing is huge. What do? The one that was trying to get you is the
Dead.
one that just got killed.
Yeah, I'm
So
gonna
now-
shoot.
Oh, but you set down your bow. Remember?
Yeah, I did. Well, pick it up then.
Okay, so you set your sword down?
Yes.
Just drop your sword, pick up your bow, and fire?
Yeah.
Okay. So you turn, you're firing at the big one.
No, the little one.
The little one. Okay, roll. You're like, ha, ha. You're trying to do too many things, and you're like, ha, and then your arrow goes, and just shoots off somewhere into the forest. It's gone forever.
Is that my only arrow?
No, you have 20, but that one's gone. So now you're down to 19, and after the combat, you're going to have to roll to see if you can recover the other ones or if they broke. You're up.
Milosz, when he sees the other wolf, he chuckles and he goes, "Ha ha, more dogs to be trained." And he starts just like leisurely walking over with his hammer on his back.
Okay, so you move. You're not quite, you don't have enough movement to get there in this round, but you kind of go over there. All right, you're up. Out of the corner of your, actually just directly across from you, you saw this huge wolf just crest the rocks and jump down.
Like from over on this side. At this point, I would say I would want to run towards the tree and see if I could climb the tree.
The center one?
This one right
All
here.
right, so you can make it to the tree this round.
Okay.
And you kind of start trying to climb. All right, you're up.
I roll my eyes as I watch the third person speaking barbarian walk past me, chuckling and laughing as he's walking towards the wolf. I then just move to take out the little one that's biting the one dude's foot.
Okay, you move up, roll to attack.
I'm in pencil range.
Yes.
Pencil range. Where are we at? 7.
You kind of run up, you jump over the dead body, you go down to swing, and the little one just barely ducks out of your way. You're up. So there's still a little one attacking you and a really
and the
big one.
Right. Okay. So I would like to make. I want to try to make a charisma roll. And I recall from my days of boarding school in Southport.
Yes.
In one of my very fancy schools, they taught us how to dog train, and I had a kind of like knack for it, right? And so I basically,
Gotta get in his foot.
I just want to dive into all of my cleric magic and godliness, and I want to like pray, whatever. And I'm just gonna look into this dire wolf and try to just make like an avatar connection. Just look into its eyes and we just understand each other.
Okay, I'll let you make that charisma roll. If you roll a 1 or a 2, you will change it from being aggressive to neutral, which means it won't attack you. Doesn't mean it's your best friend instantaneously. Go ahead.
What happens if I get more than a 2?
It's going to bite you.
You're staring down a wolf.
Well, I don't have my sword. I hacked it out of the shield.
You did chuck it that way.
You work with the cards you have.
Oh, the exact opposite. You're like, nice doggy.
You exposed all the tenderness you have on your body to him.
Does
Well,
a
it could have been
14
rations.
Does a
You should give
14
it
hit you?
rations.
No.
No,
All right.
it doesn't.
It nips it. You're like, oh, and you're like, and it's just like, and it just nips towards you.
Give it rations.
Okay.
He's got 8 of them.
The little one turns and bites you. No, sorry.
I'm to its right.
Yeah, you're to its right. Turns and bites you. Does an 18 hit? Yeah, it does. Take 2 more hit points of damage. The big one turns and attacks you. 6. Miss. You're up.
Okay, so can I
The little one is very, very wounded. The big one is...
do
Fresh as
fine.
the daisy.
Yep.
Can I? How high is this rock?
You could climb to the top of
Can
it in your round.
Oh,
Tell me what you want to do.
I want to climb to the top and then jump down and
Okay.
stab him from
You can
top,
do that.
like a sneak attack. Okay.
So, you are going to make a d6 roll, and you want to roll low. As long as you don't roll a 6, you can pull this off. Okay, so you kind of like duck around the rocks, like kind of jump up, and then pull out your sword and dive down onto it. Roll to attack. Oh, there you go. 19 plus whatever you have. All right, roll your damage.
So
So d8 plus the 2d6s.
11.
So 1 and 3, and then roll the d8.
No. 6.
Okay, that's still all right. You catch it off guard. You jump down and stab into it. Okay, you're up.
Okay, I'm shooting the big one.
Is she on it, or is she just...
So I want to tell you this.
Yes.
If you roll a 1, you will shoot him because he's in between you and the big one.
Well, he's in between me and both of them. What if, right? So I don't
Yeah.
have a choice. Sorry, dude.
Oh, but not a 1, a 20. All right, roll 2d8s. Your damage is doubled.
Is she on the wolf now from jumping down?
Yeah.
So like
She's riding on
I'm
its back?
resting on it.
Yeah.
8.
Heck yeah.
8 total.
My forehead.
8 on the big guy. Got it.
Casually stroll.
I go from more of a stroll to like a jog, and I'm trying to get like a big like 1-2 step where I.
Little one or big one?
Nice.
Little wolf, big wolf.
Big wolf.
Okay.
Big time.
So you're kind of doing an upswing as you run up
Yeah,
towards
like
it. Okay, roll.
nat 20.
All right, that's boom boom. Wow. 2d10s of damage.
7 plus 5, 12.
Wow. It's very wounded. And in fact, I'm going to say like you carve up into its like the back of its torso, and you see like its back legs sort of kind of give out, and just gouts of blood cover your.
Big wolf.
Yeah, like you could hear.
No, small wolf.
You could hear its ribs crack when
You
you.
did the small one, right?
Can I
Right,
take
you're
that
up.
chance
No,
to
big
jump
one.
I did the big one.
Oh, you did do the big
Like,
one.
get
Yeah.
off.
Wow.
Seeing that the
Yes.
tide has changed,
Yes.
I try to play it off that I'm not trying to climb up the tree, and I run and I try to make the final blow on the
little one?
small one.
All right, you run up.
Oh, he'll get there.
I have to do a roll, right?
Yep.
You're one of those casino
19.
shufflers.
19's a hit.
Right.
What's the damage?
Is it a D10?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a
6.
6.
That's enough. Oh, you come and chop down at it, and it just like collapses.
I pretend I did everything.
That's right. All right, Reagan, collapse the little one. It's dead. Lay it down. The little one.
So,
All right, Sam, you're up.
big one's still up?
Yes.
All right.
It seems very wounded, but it still looks like it could bite someone's arm off.
I mean, the only thing left, I just come at it hot with the hammer, big strike down.
Okay, roll.
6.
You big strike down, it kind of ducks out of the way. It's sort of like, looks like it's in the fight or flight mode as you guys have now surrounded it. All right, Tony, your turn.
Okay.
Just want to see where this goes now.
I want to use.
I ask it why it's so angry.
Yeah.
God damn it, Tony.
I want to use my torch to as a club to pound
Your
it in
torch
the
is
head.
not lit, but you could beat it with a club.
Yeah, no, well, I don't have a club, but I
Right,
want to
so
use
you
my
reach
torch
back,
to
grab
beat
your
it.
torch out of your backpack and just hit
Yeah,
it
my
with the torch.
sword's gone, but I want to just try to beat this wolf
Yeah.
to death.
Okay.
I'm shocked you didn't want to play fetch with it first.
I thought about trying to
I
train it. I
figured
really did.
You know what? If you did a charisma roll under of a 1 or 2, I would let you distract it with your torch by playing fetch.
No, but I would want to train it. I would want it to be mine.
I know you.
Yeah.
Rations.
No, I want to
Give it
beat it to
rations.
death. All right, I thought about it.
Get more food.
2.
You're like, ha! And you swing at it.
Come on, but it's so weak, Bill. Can't I just kind of let
It still wants to bite you. 15. Does a 15 hit?
No. No, it doesn't.
All right,
Thank God.
With a new toy.
Back to you.
Okay, so I'm on the side of it because I jumped downwind.
Yep.
He knocked it out. So I'm just gonna go in and stab it
him.
again.
Okay. Nope.
Oh.
It's like jumping around, kind of nipping at people, sort of.
Most condescending roll
Plus your
ever.
ranged bonus is what?
12, 2.
That's a miss.
So
So
13?
13's a miss. All right, you're up. This thing is determined to kill someone and take it home to eat, and it's not leaving the party.
I think I'm just gonna keep that movement going, where after I swing up, I'm just
Coming back around for another
Again.
one.
You're gonna
Okay.
Pete Townsend the wolf? All right.
Yes.
yeah, just really shatter its below parts. 11.
You come back around, and your warhammer just like glances off its fur as it ducks around.
I move towards the large wolf and
Okay.
make a move to swing down and attack from directly head on with it.
Okay, so you move in sort of in between the other cleric and come down to attack.
8, which is
You swing, and this thing just like dives to the side of you. Its jaws snapping out. Go ahead.
I mean, same as it was before. Just come at it, swing down at it just to kill it because it's just still there. 5, for the love of God.
Yet another warhammer glances off the thick fur of the dire wolf. Back
All
to you,
right,
Tony.
Tony.
Bad doggy.
What's my oil do?
It is used for flames.
Fire.
On fire.
Yeah, it's not like holy oil. It's like oil
It's,
for
it's
burning.
oil to put on the torch.
But no one has anything lit. So if you squirt it with oil, it's like
What about with my
spraying it with
tinderbox?
Axe
I thought-
body spray. Yes, you could do that over a period of time, but not really in combat.
What's water skin? So that's just
Water
breaking
skin
my
is
water.
It's a camelback.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to. How big is a tinderbox?
It's like a hitter box.
It's like a what?
Hitter box.
It's a hitter box.
Oh my
it's
God,
like-
forget it.
it's like that
It's
big.
a small wooden
Small box.
thing.
Okay.
Box of matches.
What's my holy symbol do?
It's what you use to channel your divine magic
Okay.
and to pray.
Interesting.
I'll describe your holy symbol.
Yeah.
Your holy symbols are a circular pendant on a thick iron chain with the like kind of stylized outline
Oh, okay.
of the face of like a man with a beard. And that is the symbol of the one true God. That is the name of the monotheistic deity. It's the one true God.
Right. And I'm going to use it as a way to like Sopranos this wolf.
Oh, you want
Like-
to use your necklace chain to choke the
choke.
direwolf.
Yeah.
I'll just save you the time. Its neck is too thick.
Too
You couldn't
thick?
even get it around.
Damn. All right. You know what? Whatever. I'm just gonna hit it again with the torch.
Okay, hit it with the torch.
9.
You swat at it. This time it bites someone. Someone's getting bit. 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Someone not being
No, I mean it
counterpoint?
hit you
wait.
for 4 damage.
Oh, probably me.
Okay. It bites out. You're up. It just bit you.
I'm gonna try to take my sword and like cut.
Cut upwards at it?
Yeah.
Good.
Ooh.
You're so shook by that bite that you're like, oh, you just swing out blindly, but you miss. Oh, hit. This could be it. Roll a d8.
Sorry, guys.
Queen qua.
I like
Your
that.
arrow sinks into it, and this thing is still standing.
After doing that second upward swing, my hammer's in the air, and I go, sit down, doggy, and try and smash down its spine. My goal is to paralyze it. And a 22.
That's a hit. Roll damage.
6.
You hear the sound of crunching bone as your hammer smashes down on this thing's spine. It shivers and falls flat. Silence in the forest. No birds, no bugs, no wind. Just silence in the forest. You see your sword. It's 10 feet away. It's in the grass.
Go get it, Tony.
I just want to let you know that.
Go get it. Please, Tony.
Yeah, stroll over to it.
I don't get it.
No, Tony.
I have clothes, right? What kind of clothes do I have?
You have common clothes.
Common clothes.
Yes.
No little pins, nothing that no one else would have, anything unique.
Do you search your stuff?
Is that a whole...
I mean, we're out of initiative. You guys don't
Okay.
hear any monsters. You don't hear any sounds. Several of you are wounded and hurt, correct?
Not me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I want to make 2 rolls. Okay, first I want to make a charisma roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
For what?
I'm gonna make...
You might
so
not even
this
have
is
to
what I'm
roll.
gonna do.
Just say what you want to do.
I'm gonna walk up first to Milosz and go, Milosz! Wow, that was so great. You're so mighty. You really knocked that wolf down. Really good job. And I just want to make him feel really good about knocking out the wolf. And I offer him my
feels
garlic.
good.
I offer you my garlic too, so that you can eat, because I know you're probably hungry, right?
Yes.
So I give you my garlic and I kind of pull him in close, and I'm like,
This strange holy man who you for some reason you recognize this symbol. You even know like oh, that's the symbol of the one true God. He must be a holy man. This strange holy man approaches you and like very vibrantly calling you the wrong name, slightly mispronounced, and like clapping you on the shoulder. How do you react to that?
Proud. I just defeated this large wolf, 2 large wolves, and it fills me with pride.
patting him, and I'm like, God smiles on you today, sir. And then I go, and to repay all of you for protect me from those wolves, I'd like to use one of my spells to heal you.
You can heal one person.
Oh, really?
You could heal 3 persons if you wanted to blow all of your healing.
Can I heal myself?
Sure could.
Okay, I take that last little part back. I'm just like, well done, everyone. Excellent. And I keep adding Milosz because we're going to be buddies, okay? I feel like you and I together.
Man. Happy to have you at my side.
I'm looking through my bag for something
Now
for
clean
my
my
neck,
hammer.
because I'm still no doubt bleeding from my neck.
That's
You got
correct.
it, big guy.
None of you, as you look through your personal belongings,
Come on.
you have the equipment that we set you up with for a reason.
What time of day is it?
It is midday. Like, you know this because you could see the sun overhead.
Okay.
None of you have any kind of bandages or herbal supplements or any sort of medicinal thing.
Oh, can I heal myself really quick? Because I lost.
Can I go
Yes.
get my arrow?
You can roll a d8 and add your wisdom bonus for gaining hit points back.
Which one's the 8?
The
Okay.
2 pyramids together, yes.
Okay.
Can I go get my arrow?
5.
So 5.
My
plus-
wisdom is +2.
Yep, so
7.
you gain 7 hit points back. So you're back up to full.
Okay.
So you guys see this holy man. Did you introduce yourself? Oh, yeah, you did. You said I was Talos.
I'm Talos Tregade.
That's right. You see Talos take his holy symbol of the one true God and begin praying. And you see this warm golden light come from his hands. And he places his hands on the multiple spots where he was injured. And his injuries seem to heal. Infused with holy power.
Must be.
You want to reclaim your arrows? So you shot how many?
Just one I lost. I mean,
No, all
many
of the
did I
arrows that you
shoot?
shot are sticking into monsters.
Oh.
So you shot 7 of them. For each one of those, you're going to roll a d6.
okay.
And then if you roll a 6, that arrow is broken and cannot be recovered. Go. Start rolling. A d6. That's a d8. God damn it, Reagan. Just pick up all the d6s and roll all of them twice. Okay, so that's 1 that's gone. Go ahead, roll another one. So you get all of them except 1. So you get 7 arrows back.
Okay.
So you're at
29.
18 total.
Oh, no.
You lost 1 that shot off into the
Right,
forest.
can I go get that?
No. And then the other one is broken. So you're at 18 total.
Can you pass me?
Pass the eraser.
Oh. Based on how everybody looks, do I have the wherewithal to understand that? Oh, what their profession is, what they do. Obviously, the big dude's hitting.
You recognize 2 of these people because of their
the clerics,
their
yeah.
holy symbol.
Yeah. I was going to ask because if she's one who has the Bushmaster ability, or
You see the archer.
the archer, because I'm looking for, if we have no bandages and I'm injured,
Yeah.
if there's trees with leaves that we can put on that are medicinal leaves that will help, that's the person who would know.
Yes. So with bushcraft, you can identify medicinal plants.
Okay.
Make a d6 roll. You want to roll a 1, 2, or 3. There you go. So you actually are aware that there are people hurt here. And there's some part in your memory that's like, wait, I know how to find medicinal plants. I know how to find things that can stop the bleeding and that are anesthetic so that it won't get infected. You start looking around in the area and you find several small like clumps of these little flowering herbs, and you gather them together and strip the dirt off of them and like scrunch them up and stuff. So who is wounded? Are you asking for help?
Yes, that's why I wanted to ask if I
Can you
knew.
introduce yourself?
Well, no, I was like, I asked, does anybody? Nobody has bandages. Nobody has anything that can help.
No, but we clerics might have some wisdom to help make the gathering of the herbs better. Use them in a potion or mix them together to kind of make some sort of thing that would help.
You don't remember having any such knowledge.
Okay.
or
What are you
training.
doing with the flower roots? What is all that?
I'm making a paste for your wounds.
Ooh.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Ajax.
Nice.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Socrates. Nice to meet you.
Milosz, proud of his strength and his new holy friend, he says, "Aye, a strong man needs a holy man by his side. We
Ajax
are a
rolls his
powerful
eyes.
crew."
Indeed,
Powerful
my
group.
dear Mykonos. Indeed.
Milosz, make a intelligence roll under.
Failed.
Okay.
I would like.
I would like to really quickly plop down and start eating one of my rations, seasoned with his garlic that he gave me.
You crunch up a bulb of raw garlic and grind it into your dry rations. It is.
Yummy.
It is pungent.
From where I'm at, I was like, we're gonna smell that all
Can
day.
I go get
We're gonna
my
smell that all day.
sword?
Yes. You walk over and get your
Wait,
sword.
but before. Okay, I do.
Yeah.
Nothing happens. Wait, no. I'd like to make a wisdom save or wisdom check
Can you
while
see
I'm getting
how
the sword.
Tony's trained to be paranoid through all games.
Well, I know how you are. Just sitting there scratching your beard. I don't know what you're thinking.
There's
there.
nothing else. In fact, you know what?
You don't walk in
like,
your own
as
home
you're
comfortably,
going
do you?
around
No, I do
collecting
not.
the herbs and stuff, like you hear like birds and like insects. The sounds kind of come back.
What kind of
It seems like perhaps nature knew that there were dangerous beasts approaching, and that's why things got quiet before.
Can I start touching the trees? Just seeing if
Yes.
I feel anything?
They feel like real trees with bark. And this, make another bushcraft roll. Roll a d6. Yeah. So you're like collecting the herbs. You're looking around. You see him touching the bark of the trees. You get the sense that this is an old forest. These are big trees. Not the stubby ones that are like in the clearing where you are, but the rest of the dense forest. These are tall trees, like with a canopy. Like if you were to go in the forest in any direction,
You wouldn't see.
you wouldn't see the sun. Like you'd have some sunlight coming through, but
We have some knowledge of like history still, right? Like growing up, like
Yeah.
local lore and stuff.
yeah.
Can I search my memory to see
You
if
think
there's
of
any
many
lore?
forests. Yeah, you feel like the Western kingdoms have forests, the Borderlands have forests, the Eastern kingdoms have forests.
Is there any that sticks out in my memory? Any like lore
It doesn't feel
that really,
cold here, but it also doesn't feel hot.
How does it compare to my? Does it feel close to Southport? Far from Southport?
No, Southport tends to be a little warmer.
Ooh, you know what? I turn around and I go, "Where's everybody from?"
You are from Southport. You are from Southport. You remember because your family has a villa in Southport that
Yes.
overlooks the ocean.
So we're both wealthy.
You.
From Southport.
You are from Southport. But this forest doesn't look like the warmer climate forests that you're used to that are closer to Southport. You make another intelligence roll under.
That's all I know. Just from Southport.
Success.
You're not from Southport. You're like, you look at these people who tend to be a little more kind of tanned and for lack of a better word, a little more polished. They look a little nicer. You're not from Southport. You're from the Eastern Kingdoms. And this you are certain of.
Aye, how
And
could
it
I
is
forget?
where you're from in the Eastern Kingdoms tends to be on the north side of the Eastern Kingdoms. You are not at home here. This does not look like the pine trees, the evergreens that are from the forest where you live.
Where are we?
I was
You.
What's your character's name?
It's Wotan.
WRTAN.
You make an intelligence roll under.
Okay.
4.
4, so success.
Okay. You're not from Southport. You're certain of this.
Okay.
You are from the Borderlands. And
It's just called the Borderlands.
you feel like this forest is kind of like the forest near home.
Do I make a move?
You also feel like you remember like the last place that you were was a town called Three Rivers, which is in the Borderlands. And this forest is not all that different from the forests and the climate in that part of the Borderlands.
Do I recognize where I am in the forest?
No,
Not at all.
And you also still don't remember how you got here.
Can I pray and seek guidance from the one true God?
You can, in a moment. What are you thinking at this point? Because they're all
I'm-
talking.
They're thinking, but I'm waiting to see if she can staunch the blood flow.
What was your character's name?
Ajax.
And as they were talking, you make an intelligence roll under as well.
20, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Want to roll low?
10.
Is that under your intelligence or over?
It's over.
Okay.
I'm a 9.
None of this is jogging your memories at this point. You, after like 10 minutes, complete this herbal paste, and you can now apply it to people who have wounds. This will stop their bleeding, and it's an anesthetic, so it will prevent their wounds from becoming infected. You take another 10 minutes to apply this poultice to everybody's wounds. Someone's going to have to tear up their shirt because you don't have any bandages.
Milosz has no problem.
There we go.
Showing my muscles, and I tear
on
off
cue,
my.
Yeah, it's not that cold, it's not that warm, but like to you, where you're from, this is warm.
Yeah.
You're like, it's 65 degrees.
Can I talk to my holy brother?
Yes.
Holy brother, I noticed you in prayer. I wanted
You don't
to.
know his name.
I said holy brother.
Did Wotan say his name?
No,
Just to you.
Okay.
I'm just calling him holy brother. We
All
get
right.
it. We're homies. We're in the church. Holy brother, I wonder if I could inquire what sept you were from. Where amongst the gods' glorious fingers did you nest?
This man, a memory flashes. His appearance, his kind of polished appearance as a soldier of the one true God is in your memory, it's jogging your memory. Like, this seems like somebody who would be from the city-state of Southport.
Right.
Whereas you're more like rural and northern.
And I was in like a war march.
Right. But you feel like the borderlands, like you're kind of from like the central borderlands, whereas Southport is at the very south of the borderlands. And you, like, when he's asking you this question, you remember something that, like, for some reason you had been called to the small church in Three Rivers, that there was some important message awaiting you there, but you can't remember what the message was.
Before I moved to prayer, I explained to Talos that I had an image from the prior that we should move towards this town of Three Rivers if possible, and I would pray to find which way we should go to get there.
Can I roll?
Yeah, go ahead.
Fuck. 10.
Oh, actually, no.
Oh, I got 10. No, I want lower though, because that's lower than 17 and I have +2.
You make an intelligence roll under. So you remember that there's a town called Three Rivers. It's up the
anything
river from
about it.
Southport, but you don't know why that's relevant.
So greedy.
Is that why my carriage was maybe going on?
Nope,
Got it.
you don't remember anything about that.
Fascinating, brother.
Okay.
I shall pray on it as well.
I am content after finishing my rations.
Okay. So, the group of you are in this clearing. In total now, like, you've been awake for maybe a half an hour, right? You kind of woke up, fiddled around a little bit. This exciting combat happened. You were wounded. You searched for herbs. You made this poultice. You applied it to everybody. The sun has moved slightly. It's still early in the afternoon, but it has moved slightly.
Let's get out of here.
You make me another roll. Make me another d6 roll. Okay, you're like, north, east, west, south. Like you get your bearings. You kind of get your directions.
Okay, I'm from Southport, so I'm heading south. I'll see you guys later.
I'm from Southport as well. We will all tag along with and join you moving south.
Follow my holy brother.
Mykonos, more garlic this way.
That's where you grabbed my attention, and I snap over and I go, Milosz comes along too.
And I give Ajax a look like, are you coming or not? We're all going this way. But I don't say that. I just look at him and go, nah. And then scurry off.
I just shake my head, just pick up my hammer, put it in the sheath, lead on.
Okay.
But the whole time, I'm still watching him.
Okay.
And I'm watching you as
from-
well, Ajax.
Just looking at what he's got on him.
All right.
Keep an eye on things.
So you know your way. You don't know exactly where you are, but you know which direction's which, right? So you want to go south.
Yep.
So here's what I want you guys to do. Create a marching order. Give me all the wolves and animals. Move the trees and rocks over, like just pile the rocks up over at the end of the table.
Do I move trees this way?
Yeah, trees you could kind of leave on the table, but kind of clear the center.
Sorry, Bill.
And then, yeah, so put, yes.
Archery.
And then do your marching order however you want. You can go single file, 2 by 2, whatever. But Reagan's basically leading you guys through this thick forest.
Milosz follows
Sam.
his holy friend.
Yeah, I'm gonna, here, come stand over with me.
I'm with my cleric brother.
Who am I leading?
So I want you to imagine that you are walking through a very old and very dense forest. You guys walk for 3 hours through this forest. And at a certain point, you are obviously stopping, drinking some of your water skin, maybe snacking on some of your rations, right?
I want to utilize those 3 hours and talk to, Sam, what's your character name? Athena. I want to talk to Athena and see if I can establish if we know each other.
See, I'm not going to respond to anything he asks. Just dead silence.
Wow, I'm bothered by this, but I'm not showing that I'm bothered.
Okay.
I laugh as he tries to talk to her and she doesn't respond.
Okay.
I just chuckle to myself.
Anybody else doing something? Like you don't have to role play it out, but just give me a gist if you're doing anything while walking.
As I see squirrels, I kill them and eat them.
Okay.
Just raw.
I'm not gonna make you roll. Like
raw dog
if
them.
you want, you can kill squirrels.
I'd eat them.
Okay.
I don't have to use my rations.
Okay.
I observe that it's typical behavior for the aristocratic cleric to attempt to speak to other people and kind of laugh at his failure, but also at the same time I'm still in solidarity with him, but only because of the one true God, and not necessarily because I'm aligned with his aristocratic.
What's the name of the one true God?
Aristocratic.
Literally the one true God. Not God, not the Lord. It's always the one true God. All caps.
Sometimes can I say the true one?
No.
The true one
No.
says.
That's
I find
actually
that offensive.
That's actually
No, I don't say it out loud.
That's actually blasphemy. Any
it.
abbreviation of it is considered blasphemy.
Typical aristocratic behavior.
I can say it, but you can tell that I'm thinking it probably.
I wanted to take off a part of my ripped shirt and polish off my maul as I walk.
Oh yeah. At certain points, you guys cross like little creeks and streams. So those of you who are drenched in blood,
Just covered.
You could kind of splash, and sort of like try to drip dry your armor so it doesn't rust.
Creeks. Wait, which are we walking? Which way are the creeks heading? Do they all seem like they're heading in one direction?
No,
Or?
some of them go like east. Some of them go southeast, northwest.
Well, I'm thinking Three Rivers is the name of the town. So.
Yeah, these are not rivers. These are like
Cricks.
little,
Yeah, okay.
6 foot
I
wide
got it.
splashes, puddles.
Is it dusk because it's been 3 hours?
It is not yet. You feel like it's late afternoon. At a certain point, you guys you're walking through the forest. You're following the ranger, and you see that the trees start to like thin a little more, and there's less like underbrush. And then you come into a clearing, but this is not a natural clearing like the one that you were in before. This is like lumber clearing. Like you see stumps that were cut with saws, and you see like a field, like hundreds of yards of just stumps of trees that have been cut. Doesn't look like they were cut recently. You feel like this might have been a lumber camp that's several seasons old, but nonetheless, it shows some kind of civilization.
Is there some
Not
sort
far.
of old path I can track? to
Yeah,
see
so
where it
like
came
as
from?
you kind of walk through this, you see this path that sort of looks like it's a dirt road leading away from the forest. You still heading south?
No, we should probably talk to some people,
You don't see any people.
but we should find them.
Are there any
You
buildings?
look out as you emerge from the forest, and you see plains, like tall grass. This road cuts through the plains, but it's just plains for as far as you could see for miles.
What direction does it go in?
Yeah, but
No.
We were heading
Path.
south.
South, east, and west.
Oh, okay.
The path goes south, but kind of southeast.
Did you guys want to try and find civilization and go southeast or continue south?
that might be our best shot.
Milosz follows the little holy man.
Okay. Well,
He brings the garlic.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
right, Mykonos.
then maybe we should try and follow it, and maybe we give it a day, and if we don't hit anything, then we keep going south.
The whole time we've been walking, we've heard birds and insects
Yes,
and stuff like that.
normal sounds.
Normal sounds?
No other weird, enormous animals or packs of wolves or anything like that.
I'd like to roll wisdom on the relationship of the East and West lands. Because, right, you said there's like the East lands and the West lands.
No need. You remember this. Southport is a city-state. It's not ruled by a king. It's not even part of a kingdom. The borderlands are kind of in the middle of the continent. They are also unclaimed by any kingdoms. They're just a bunch of little, villages and settlements and stuff. There's different counties, but it's basically all like neutral lands. You know that there are kingdoms to the west. You know that there are 3 specific Western kingdoms. You know that there are 2 kingdoms to the east. And you have this inclination that maybe Milosz is from the Eastern kingdoms,
Any
based on
warring
his
between these
name
kingdoms?
and kind of his like fair skin. you know that there had been wars in the past, in the far distant past, and you know that relations and trade are not good between the Western kingdoms and the Eastern kingdoms. And you would know that Southport is a hub because it's between those kingdoms. So for trade, it's actually a place where the cultures and the peoples of the West and East kind of meet sometimes. But you know also that what brings everyone together is the one true God. Because the people of the West and the people of the East all revere the one true God.
I'm going to suggest to the group that we sing a holy song, and I want to roll and see if the song is good.
Make a charisma roll.
Okay. 14 plus 1, 15.
No, you want to roll under your charisma.
Oh, right. Okay.
So did you roll your charisma or under?
I rolled under.
Okay. So you have, you sing a song. As you're singing this kind of like a religious song, sing-along song, all of you know this song. It's a very common song. Whether you choose to sing along with it or not is up to you. But all of a sudden it like jogs in your memory. Like you know this song that he's singing.
Shut up.
Do we remember the memory flashback we had prior, right?
Yes.
And I was walking in columns in a field.
Yes.
Is it reminiscent of where we're at right now? As far as you said, there was
the landscape?
The landscape.
Yes. Plains.
Plains.
Yeah.
Do I remember how I got here?
Do I remember in the memory, how do I want to word this? Where the sun was to have an idea as to the direction I was walking.
Ooh.
Make an intelligence roll under.
No, good God, you're asking a lot of the dumb guy. All right. 7 under.
All right. You remember that it was dusk. You remember it was dusk, and you remember that you were walking like the sun was behind you. So you must have been walking east. But you still, in your memory, can't see what you were walking towards. You know there was something there on the horizon, but you can't remember what it was that you were walking.
So I don't know if it was man-made or not.
You don't know.
Okay.
As a cleric of war, but knowing nothing else, I'm in these plains that feel very similar to the Borderlands.
You have this like feeling that you're like, this is near where I live, where I work, where I grew up.
Can I wisdom roll and see if I remember fighting a war in this area?
Yes.
With the 20, right?
Mm-hmm.
15.
What's your wisdom?
13.
13 plus 1. So
You know that you were in the Borderlands. You think that you must be somewhere in the central part of the Borderlands because it's not warm and you don't get that ocean, breeze, like that ocean, like upstream wind that you would get in Southport, and it's not cold like the northern parts of the Borderlands. So you've got to be somewhere in the central Borderlands, but you don't recognize the specific area that you're in.
I announced this to my peers that I have a remembrance of this area, and that we are near the Borderlands and unincorporated lands, and that I have a remembrance, but it's not very strong to lead us anywhere specific.
I remember. I've already shared my memory, right? The flashback. Okay, cool. Interesting.
So you just basically announced that.
I know that I have a feeling that we're in a specific part of the kingdom in the Borderlands.
So
yeah, you narrowed it down significantly. Like, you still don't know what settlements or towns you might be near based on where you currently are, because you don't see anything. It's just plains to the horizon. So you feel like you're miles away from anything that would be civilization, but there was some kind of lumber operation here some seasons ago, so you must be close.
All right.
Continue walking?
The path, yeah.
Okay, so you are on this dirt road. As you are traveling, you walk for another hour
Which way are we headed? We're headed
South.
southeast.
South by southeast. I mean, it's not a perfect road. It's like a dirt road. You pass by another kind of grove of trees and another area within that small forest that looks like it was also used for some lumber operations.
Oof.
You continue to pass, and it is dusk. Like, you were like, yeah, the sun's setting that way, it's gonna be dark soon. And you see like some slightly hilly kind of prairie area that you're traveling through, and you kind of come to the crest of one of those hills, and maybe a half mile away, you see like a little farmstead off in the distance. And you see like farmland, like with very simple fencing.
Can I see if there's any sign of life?
You go like this, and you're like, I mean, by sign of life, you see smoke from a chimney.
Okay, cool.
You see, you do see some cows, like nearer to the farmhouse, and there's also a barn nearer to the farmhouse. And it looks like there might even be a couple like pack horses, like for pulling a plow and that kind of stuff.
So two people who are with God, or the one true God.
Excuse me?
Do you guys want to go into the town and like see if you could let us stay?
It's not a town.
Or like a church for us to like.
Nope, it's just a building.
It's just one
You
building.
don't see a town. You see a farmhouse.
Why, of course. I'm happy to spread the name of the one true God with all. Would you like to sing with me as we approach?
I believe that's a good idea, Talos. We should pretend like we are soliciting our Lord.
Yes.
Pretend.
I brought my pamphlets. And then we start making...
Like Jehovah's Witnesses.
He's got a watchtower.
It's because all good clerics
No, so
carry their
this lavalier
pamphlets.
microphone box, coupled with some dungeon tiles, is going to represent their barn,
Okay.
because I don't have a barn.
And we're singing as we approach, Bill. I don't know if that changes.
Slow your roll. You're not that close.
Okay.
So you start walking up. Put yourselves. Actually, just clear those trees out of the way. So you see this family, and it looks like they don't see you yet as you're like approaching. Kind of you walk.
All of us
through
see
their-
them?
Yeah, you all see them. You're approaching like the gate and they're like fencing. You see them actually bringing in the horses into the barn. And then as the man is turning around to go get the two cows, he sees you at the gate, and he's like carrying like a farming, scythe and stuff, and he looks.
Does he look welcoming, or does he look aggressive?
He looks cautious. He's like, and he kind of, you see he turns and like puts a hand out to his wife and the child, and he starts walking over. He move him up. He goes to talk to you guys. Move those other two on the other side of the gate.
Can I be waving as he walks up? So that
Give
he
a moment to
knows?
talk about our Lord and Savior, the
Yeah.
one great true God.
He walks up to you at the gate, doesn't open it yet, and he's maybe about 15 feet away, and he says, "Hello there, travelers. Are you lost, or what brings you this way?"
15 blessings upon you, good sir. We woke up recently in a large clearing, and as the good Lord does sometimes, he has wiped all of our memories. We would like to find refuge in your barn. Perhaps if you can part with some of your dinner tonight, we can share some of our rations and have a feast amongst friends. Ha 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 ha.
Make that charisma roll, buddy.
15.
Nope. He looks at all of you and he goes, and especially you, he says, Father, other people, I am not sure by what means you have come here, but my name is Donald. I am not frequently, Krava. I am not, I'll just tilt my head like this. I am not frequently in a position to welcome guests. We don't get travelers this way, as we are not near any of the major roads or towns, you see. I'm not accustomed to visitors, but I must warn you that it is not safe to be traveling these parts at night. Surely you know this.
Why?
We don't know where we are.
Wary.
Please let us sleep in your barn. I get on my knees and start begging.
Aye, Milosz is hungry. I begin to vault over the fence.
At this time, I would backpedal and apologize for the aristocratic cleric for overextending, quite like aristocrats do, and I kind of level with him and ask him more about these dangers that he speaks of. Should I do
Make a charisma roll under.
Roll a 1.
1. Ooh. All right. As you're explaining this, he says, "No offense taken, Father. I will grant you hospitality for what I have. Though we are common farmers, I cannot grant you a great bounty, but I will bring you into safety, of course." He opens the hitch to his gate and swings it open. He says, "Please come." He says, "If you don't mind just waiting outside of my home for a short time, we have to secure the livestock." And he closes the gate.
We can help you with that. Earn our keep.
Says, "Oh, if you wouldn't mind," and he hands you a few like simple rope leads to put around the cows. And in short order, the cows and the workhorses are brought into the barn. And he slides this massive chunk of wood across this deadbolt, securing the barn. And then he ties like a knotted rope around the one side to a post. And you notice that then he sets like this smaller twine across the front that he loops up around like this little wooden peg, and you see a bell hanging outside of it. And he says, that is done. He's like, "Come, please. Welcome to
Having problems with your livestock?
It's a precaution. I will explain in short order. Please come." And he brings you over. You guys go into his home. It's a very modest 2-room home. So the majority of the building is like a common living space. There's a simple wooden, kind of like a picnic table, basically, with like 2 wooden benches. There's a kitchen, like a hearth, next to the fireplace. You could see the fire's lit. When you go inside, you see the woman is like cooking some stuff, and there's, simple wooden shelves. There's a couple wooden chairs, but not much else in the way of decoration. Then you see a wall and a door, which you assume goes to some kind of bedroom. You also see a ladder that goes up to the loft, and you see there's kind of like a 5-foot wide loft on both sides of the main building, kind of overlooking the main living space. He says, "My wife, Marga," and she turns and she just kind of like nods at you and then kind of goes back to cooking. "My son, Simon," and the little boy kind of like timidly goes over to his mom and hides behind her. "Please come sit at our table. You must have traveled far. I'm surprised again. I'm not accustomed to encountering folk traveling these parts on foot."
Where are we right now?
Near the central part of the borderlands? You mean which town?
Do you know of a town named 3 Rivers?
Yes. You were about a day's ride away, well, perhaps walking, maybe a day and a half away from 3 Rivers. We are just northwest of 3 Rivers.
Huh. What do you know of that town?
It is the largest town near any of our farms or settlements. It's at the nexus of the 3 Rivers, hence its name. It is north of Southport by several days' travel by boat. If you were to take a river boat, is that where you come from, Father? Southport?
Indeed.
Yes. Well, what brought you this way? Why are you all here?
I mean, as he mentioned before, we don't recall. we were dropped off in the forest for some reason.
That is strange.
With only visions of the three rivers.
Ah.
And a great group of people marching. And in fact, we were marching
Marching
near...
as in soldiers, and you notice he like looks at you and then looks at you guys, and he's like, I've not heard of any soldiers in the borderlands in my lifetime.
Okay, so the armor I'm wearing
Yeah.
was the same one I saw in my
Uh-huh.
vision. I ask, what's his- Donald, D-O-N-A-L?
D-O-N-A-L, yes.
I was like, Donald, do you recognize my armor at all?
It looks certainly well made, castle forged, sir. Yes. Such that I assumed that you, likely from the Western Kingdoms or at least Southport, certainly none of the small village militias in the borderlands would be so well equipped, sir.
But nothing that you recognize.
I do not. I'm not well acquainted with such things. There may be folk in Three Rivers who do trade with Southport that may. In fact, I know there is a well-renowned blacksmith in the town of Three Rivers, certainly. He may be able to.
In this moment, I think that he does not recall there being a war in the Borderlands in quite some time, and me having the visions of being in a war march in the Borderlands, it makes me question how that is possible. Or
Roll, wisdom roll under.
8. So success.
Success. It wasn't a war march. You flash back to being in the cathedral, being in the circle of people listening to this bishop, and you hear words now from the bishop, just fragments, parts, scraps of the message. But you remember, purge the blasphemers and devilry, and it must be stopped. A holy mission. Like these fragments of his message, and you remember him like reading scripture from the book of the one true God. You can see faces, though many of them are still fuzzy. You can see faces, and they are faces of and dress, like the dressing of people. You see some of them were clearly priests, some of them were soldiers, armored, and a few that looked like nobles in like well-dressed clothing. You see his face.
I was going to ask that.
You see his face in that circle.
Would I still have time to ask? Maybe make a wisdom or a charisma or a wisdom roll to ask them if they recall anything from that
Just
time?
describe it in your character.
I have faint visions of the two of you, specifically the cleric, from the times when we were at war with a blasphemy of some kind. But it's all so foggy to me. Do you recall anything like that? Do you remember me?
No. But I meet many people, so who knows why.
Roll wisdom roll under. Roll wisdom roll under.
Can I try and look into my past?
19. God.
You don't remember anything else.
I'm 5, way under, yeah.
You suddenly remember being in some huge cathedral, being summoned there by the commander of the portion of the army that you have faithfully served. And you remember being in this circle with a group of priests and a few other warriors and someone. How low did you roll?
Wisdom's 10, I rolled 5.
You remember armored people like yourself, soldiers.
Right.
You remember priests. You see his face there. You see his face there. You see another person who is not dressed like a priest, not dressed like a soldier in armor, but wearing purple robes and like a silver skull cap, being amongst this circle. And you remember little fragments of like you basically being chosen to serve the one true God, to purge the blasphemer. and you just this memory flies through. As you are saying this, Donald looks at all of you and he's like, "This is very peculiar talk, my lords, sir, fathers, people. Perhaps you would like to speak of this after supper, when my wife and son are not present." And at that, Marga brings over this heaping pot of stew and like serves out stew to all of you in these like simple wooden bowls with spoons. She goes back to the hearth and like goes over to the little brick oven and pulls out like 2 fresh loaves of bread and chops them up and lays out some cheese and some dried fruit.
Definitely make a
Really good.
Holy man, give me more garlic.
Oh, of course. Here's a couple more little clippings. For you, Milosz.
I put it dry on my bread.
You must make it last, brother.
While they're doing all this, I'm looking out the window.
Okay.
I want to see
The sun is setting. It's pretty dark out there.
Bill, I want to engage the kid. And just look at him and be like, "Why, hello, little
I was a
man.
trainer of children, and
Hello, little man. Have you said your 15 blessings today?"
He ducks under the table. And at this point, the wife, Marga, speaks. She says, "He's terribly shy, Father, but we do follow the one true God."
Oh,
And she gestures, and you notice, like, hanging right over the hearth, like just nailed into the masonry, like into the grout of the bricks of the chimney, is not an iron holy symbol, but like a very basic kind of like ceramic version with like the face of the one true God in the circle. She's like, we are a household that adheres to the one true God. She says, Father, would you say a prayer over the meal?
Yes, I will. Can we all take a moment?
They lower their heads and place their hands like this. And you say this reverent prayer, and they say, "One true God be praised." And then she begins kind of serving out the food, and you guys eat. It tastes wonderful because you've been eating like trail rations and dead squirrels all day, and walking all day, traveling miles all day long. So you're tired and hungry. He goes over to a small, humble, like wooden keg, and pours out like mugs of ale for everybody and sets them on the table. After kind of a nice, pleasant, but relatively quiet supper, Donald collects, the little boy Simon collects the dishes and brings them over to the wash basin and begins washing them. And Donald says, "I am more than happy to host you all. We have a very humble loft in which you can sleep." And he says, I'm not sure if you have bedrolls. I do not have 6 blankets, but if you do have bedrolls, you should find comfort in our loft. If it is your desire to stay the night, which I assume you would.
We'd
why
appreciate
are
that,
you
thank
so
you.
scared of the night, Donald?
He like looks over his shoulder. He's like, let's just wait a little bit longer until Marga and the child have gone to rest for the night.
have we all agreed to stay here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is a good idea, my brother.
I also am weary. But
Milosz
we,
is-
for the first time, have a moment of recognition of weariness, I think, of being like, something about this feels a little strange.
I'm more than willing to take first watch. I don't like being somewhere I don't know.
I'll take the first watch
About
as well.
10
I'll take it
minutes
with-
later, and some washed dishes, Marga takes Simon's hand and says, "May you have blessed sleep this evening. Welcome to our home." And then she opens the door to the other room, and you see like a bed and very simple furnishings. She takes the child and goes in the other room and closes the door. Donald has lit some candles because it is now nighttime outside. And sitting at the table with you, he says, "You are, of course, familiar with the low people, those who dwell in the foothills and the mountains. Unfortunately, we are in an area which is often raided by such folk. And they come in many shapes and sizes and types, of course. We have not had raids very frequently, but as it is nearing the end of summer and the harvest will be approaching, we have had some disturbing situations, and even our neighbors have suffered a raid within the last 2 weeks.
Who's been doing the raids?
Most recently, it is the mongrel folk. Actually, all of you would be familiar with the mongrel folk. You don't need to roll. The mongrel folk are considered abominations. They are, to the more religious people, they are considered cursed by the one true God. People who have basically in their lives sinned to such a degree that they were considered not human anymore, more like beasts. So people who have committed violent crimes, cursed by the one true God, and then they take on a bestial form. Sometimes the mongrel folk look like a hybrid between a human and a canine, like a dog. Sometimes like a boar. Other times like other creatures. But it is believed that
Is this
these
just
are,
exposition or is this Donald talking?
No, this is you would know this
just
stuff.
knowing, just have the knowledge. Okay, cool.
This is you would actually know this stuff.
Bill, do we have knowledge of how people's sins affect how they look with the mongrels? Or is it just kind of random? You know?
You feel like mongrel folk in general is a broad term to describe any kind of abomination of an animal-human hybrid.
Okay.
And you know that these are creatures that they're not beasts like the wolves that you fought. Like, they have intelligence. They might not be the brightest bulbs in the studio, but they have intelligence. But from a religious perspective, they're considered cursed by the one true God.
How long
From
ago
a
did
more
these-
natural perspective, some people think that they don't buy into the cursed part. They think that they are, maybe the low people are what dwelled in the entire region before the different humans came here.
How recent have the attacks started?
Thanks to the one true God, we have not been attacked, but I must be vigilant, which is why you saw me so importantly locking up the livestock. You see, last season we did have a chicken coop with a dozen chickens. It was completely destroyed. All of the chickens were taken. The mongrel folk, when they raid, do not typically attack for items, such as brigands would do, or bandits. They seek meat. If they cannot find the meat of animals, it is said that they will take the meat of man. That came out very gay, but I mean, basically, like, he is very dead ass serious about this. He's like, our neighbors, the Jonas farm, they are 1 mile away. They are 3 brothers, and they were attacked.
The Jonas Brothers?
Are you bad?
All right, but the Jonas farm was attacked, and one of the brothers was injured not more than 3 days ago. And I fear that my farm would be attacked, and as I am but myself to defend it and defend my family, it brings me great concern.
If it is flesh they seek, then I shall give it to them.
I will give them my meat.
Slapping on his sword. One last thing, Donald. We passed old lumber yards on the way here, about an hour away, going north.
South.
Yes.
West. From where we were traveling southeast, but
we're traveling southeast,
He said
we came from the
northwest, yeah.
those operations were abandoned. Father,
abandoned?
yes, several years ago there was a sizable horde.
horde of what?
Of Ordur, who came from the mountains. They slayed dozens of lumberjacks and destroyed the camps.
I implore you, Donald, that we might have been seen coming into this this homestead by these people or these cursed ones. I suggest that you lock up extra well tonight, possibly even stay the night with us in the attic. I don't know if it's safe anymore, us leaving the trail behind that we had.
Is there enough room at the top for all of us?
There is.
I wonder.
Like, it will be like tight, but there is enough. He says, Father, I now see that your arrival is perhaps happenstance or chance to you, but it is a blessing from a true God to have such mighty people of faith and warriors and soldiers.
Milosz perks up when he says mighty.
To protect my family and my homestead. This is a blessing. It is my honor to have you in my hospitality, and in turn, if you are inclined to help ensure the safety of my family and farm and livestock, I am blessed.
How else can we repay you?
But that is payment enough. If you are willing to do so, it would
Donald?
put my mind at ease.
Donald, is there a way up to the roof by any chance? Small ladder or little hatch?
He's like, I only have this ladder. This is the smallest ladder I have. We could go out to the barn and get the larger ladder, but
Milosz and I will go.
I fear making noise. I do not wish to attract attention.
I fear no beast. And I stand up and begin marching out of the house.
I go with you.
Can we take our break now?
Yes, this is a great time to take a break. Karafa, we'll be right back after this break. Peace out, bye.
Hello, mate. Thanks for watching all the videos. Make sure that you look up there and subscribe. And don't forget to check out some of the other videos, like them up there or those down there. We'll see you next time.